Alright guys, so just before this video starts, I just want to say that I did have a long day. I went with my mom to her work, so I do pause a lot in this video. I do think about my... Hey, what's going on guys? Yugioh here, and today I'm going to be profiling my Gladiator Beast deck for you guys. So, just before we start, I just want to say that this deck is very good because of the effects on every monster. Whenever they attack or are attacked and they survive at the end of the battle phase, you can add them or shuffle them back into your deck and then special summon any Gladiator Beast monster from your deck. So this gives you the room to special summon high monsters, which I'll get to in a second. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get to the profile. So first of all, we have Gladiator Beast Laquari, 3 copies of him. He's just a very good 4-star beater, 1800 attack. His effect is whenever he special summons, he gains 300 attack. So not the best effect, but a very good starting hand if you start a duel or something. So he can be a very first summon. Next we have 3 copies of Gladiator Beast Darius, rather. Whenever he's special summoned, he's basically like a monster reborn. You can special summon any Gladiator Beast monster from your graveyard onto the field. The special summon monster isn't, his effects are negated, but it's still a very good way to get out some high-starred monsters for XYZ or fusion summoning. Next, 3 copies of Gladiator Beast Equeste or Equeste. His effect is that whenever he's special summoned, you can target one Gladiator Beast card, not monster, but a Gladiator Beast card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this gives you amazing opportunities to grab certain cards and then do a big play with it. So I'll get to those cards in a bit. Next, 2 copies of Murmillo, or Gladiator Beast Murmillo. Whenever you special summon, you can target one monster on the field and destroy it completely. So amazing effect, but as a consequence, he only has 800 attack and 400 defense. So still a very good effect, but I don't run 3 copies of him just because of his attack and defense. But yeah, still an amazing effect. Probably one of the best in this deck. Well, main deck. Next, 3 copies of Gladiator Beast Augustus, or... yeah, Augustus. This is going to be your 8-star monster in this deck. He's not really the boss monster. I'd say the boss monsters are in the extra deck. But, definitely one of the better monsters in the main deck, if not the best monster in the main deck. Whenever you special summon, you can special summon another Gladiator Beast monster from your hand. So, a very good way to get out multiple monsters in one turn. So, a very good card to have in the main deck. I run 3 copies of him because he's just that good. Next, 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Secutor. Whenever he's special summoned, at any battle phase, whenever he attacks, you can, whenever he attacks or is attacked, rather, you can shuffle him into the deck and then special summon 2 Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck. So, since he has an amazing effect, obviously he's going to have a downside to him, and that downside is the 400 attack and 300 defense. So because his effect is so hard to resolve, I only run 2 copies of him. So I might even take out one of the copies and only make it a 1 copy, because this deck is a 41 card deck. I might make it 40 and just take out one of them. But for now, 2 seems to work fine. And then finally, 1 Gladiator Beast Bestiari or Bestiari. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you can target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. So, very good, but he's limited to 1, not because of his effect, but because of the fusion summons that you can pull off with him. So, I'll get to those later. But, let's just say that he's very good. Next, 3 copies of Gladiator Proving Ground. Let's say that you start off with a very bad hand, but you do have this card in your hand. Just activate it, and you can bring out a level 4, or you can bring to your hand a level 4 or lower Gladiator Beast type monster. So very good. I run 3 copies of it just because it does give you some good search for your deck. Next we have 1 copy of Gladiator Beast's Respite or whatever. I only run 1 copy of this card, so that if I start off with a bad hand, let's say 2 Augustus or 1 Augustus and 1 Secutor, etc., I can use this card and then shuffle 2 of them back into the deck and then draw 3 cards. So it's just a way to get rid of some bad cards that you might start off with. I don't recommend it for late game. I mean, if you have to, you can, but it's definitely very good for if you start off with a bad hand. Next, 3 copies of Forbidden Lance. This card is in here because it's very important for this deck to pull off their attacks. You don't want to attack and then get mirror forced. You want to attack and then activate the abilities and bring out your big star-leveled monsters, etc. So it's very important for this deck to attack, not really for the damage, but more for the effect purpose. So 3 copies of Forbidden Lance. Next, 2 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. When it's activated, you can search for 1 level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type monster from your deck and add it to your hand. So that's basically going to be your search power for the Laquaris in your deck. And also, just for fun, I guess that they added it, all Beast Warrior type monsters you control gain 100 attack. So it just adds Laquari a little attack boost, even though it's not much, but it can change some situations. And then 1 copy of Fire Formation Tensu. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Beast Warrior type monster in addition to your normal summon / set. So basically, if you summoned either Darius or Equeste or Murmillo or Secutor or Bestiari, you can also normal summon a Laquari. So it's a very good way to get out some XYZs on your first turn. And once again, Beast Warrior monsters gain 100 attack. So another little bonus to Laquari, I guess. Finally, I run 1 copy of Colosseum Cage of the Gladiator Beasts. Every time a monster is special summoned, you place 1 counter on the card, and for every counter on the card, Gladiator Beast monsters gain 100 attack. So this is an amazing card to start off with, or even summon, or activate rather, in the middle of the game. It can change things immensely. Because this deck relies solely on special summons, you can, this card will just boost your monster's attacks through the roof. It's just crazy. I played this game once and I special summoned so much that I ended up with a boost of 1500 attack. So it can change the game a lot. I don't run 3 copies though because it does clutter your deck a lot. But still an amazing card to have. And I might put 2 copies instead of 2 copies of Secutor. I'll test that in the future. And then finally for staples, we have 1 Book of Moon and 1 MST. I don't run 2 MSTs just because I find that's not necessary. I do like to clear some back row, but I find 1 MST is enough to do the job. Now for the traps, we have 3 copies of Gladiator Beast War Chariot. This is probably one of the best cards in the deck, spell and trap card wise, because of its effect, basically. When an effect monster's effect is activated, if you control a face-up Gladiator Beast monster, you can negate that activation and you can destroy that monster. So it's an amazing ability. Or effect. Thinking of Pokemon, I don't know why. It's an amazing effect. Very good for this deck. And I lost connection. Alright, we're back. Sorry for those technical difficulties. Let's just continue. I don't know why I lost connection, honestly. I just lost connection for like 5 seconds, but... Alright, so next we have 2 copies of Waboku. Obvious reasons. It's like Forbidden Lance. I want to get my attacks through. So if you combo it with Forbidden Lance, it can be an amazing combo. Just a very good way to get your attacks through. Next, one copy of Icarus Attack. I found that this card didn't need to be put at 2 copies, but it was an amazing card to put at 1. Since it's so easy to get Augustus out onto the field, you can activate this card if your opponent has 2 threatening monsters that you just want to get rid of easily. So once you get Augustus onto the field, you can activate Icarus Attack and destroy those 2 monsters by tributing him. So it's an amazing effect. Also, you can use it with Equeste, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, and Bestiari, but I don't recommend using it on Bestiari just because you only have 1 copy. But either way, still an amazing card. I might put it to 2. I'm still questioning it, though, because it might clutter the deck. But yeah, I'll just keep testing it. Next, 1 copy of Call of the Haunted, just so that you can bring out a monster from the graveyard. 2 Mirror Forces. I didn't really like Dimensional Prison, just because it really could... it only stopped 1 monster instead of 2. Or multiple, not 2. It stopped multiple monsters instead of only 1. So yeah, I found Mirror Force as the better option. And then, obviously, 1 bottomless and 1 compulsory. So, the side deck isn't really a side deck. I have a D Prison in here, and 2 MSTs. Just if you wanted to add more MSTs, it's an option. But the card that really stops this deck the most is Skill... It's not Skill Link. Skill Drain. I had a long day. So, Skill Drain is the #1 card that just stops this deck right in its tracks. It just negates all effects on the field. So this deck is very good, except if Skill Drain pops up. That's why you might want to add more MSTs. But honestly, I found that nowadays not many people run Skill Drain just because so many decks rely on effect monsters, and they don't lose their own monsters' effects. So, just putting it out there, Skill Drain does stop this kind of deck. That's why I always side deck Skill Drain. But yeah, that's basically it. So, now for the extra deck. The extra deck is really important in this deck. So let's just get to it. First of all, we have Gladiator Beast Essidari. 2 Gladiator Beast monsters must first be special summoned by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. You do not use polymerization. So this monster doesn't have an effect. All it does is be a very good beater at 2500 attack. Other than that, not really much. By the way, for all fusion monsters, Gladiator Beast fusion monsters in this extra deck, instead of tributing the monsters, you shuffle them into the deck, as you guys can see right there. Alright, so next we have 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Geysaris. This is the fusion monster that requires Bestiari, and that's the reason that Bestiari is at 1. So it requires 1 Bestiari and 1 Gladiator Beast monster. So you special summon it by shuffling the cards into the deck. When it's special summoned, you can target up to 2 cards on the field and destroy them. So just that easily you can destroy cards on the field. And it's any cards, not only monsters. And at the end of the battle phase, if this card was attacked or was attacked, you can shuffle it into the extra deck, and then special summon 2 Gladiator Beast monsters from your deck. So, honestly, it's a very good beater at 2400. Not the best, but it's there. But its main reason why it's in the extra deck is because of the 2-card destroy. So, very overpowered. I wouldn't say overpowered. Very good, I should say. It's just very good, and that's why Bestiari is at 1. Once again. So next we have 2 copies of Necrokius. This card requires 3 copies of Gladiator Beast monsters. Uh, it can't be destroyed by battle, which is already amazing. If this card is attacked or was attacked, your opponent can activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. So he can't activate a mirror force if he attacks. He can't activate, I don't know, whatever negates attacks. Uh, wasn't there like a draining shield or draining something? One of those cards that negates. But yeah, very good ability. And then once again, if it attacks or was attacked, you can shuffle it back in and special summon 2 Gladiator Beast monsters. So this is one of the main boss monsters in your deck. Finally, the main boss monster in your extra deck is going to be Gladiator Beast Heraklinos. This guy requires one Lakuari and 2 Gladiator Beast monsters. It must first be special summoned blah 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 by shuffling the above cards. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can discard 1 card and then negate the activation and destroy it. So, very good effect. It just basically allows you to attack without having to Lance or Waboku. Well, probably Waboku, but since it's at 3,000 attack and you can boost it immensely with the cage, it is an amazing boss monster, and it can't be destroyed by a spell or trap card because of its effect. So a very good boss monster. Highly recommend it. I might put 3 actually, but I'm still considering it. And then finally we have just staple and just stocking stuff for XYZ monsters such as Abyss Dweller, Gaga Cowboy, and finally, this one is kind of different. We have Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. So this card can be XYZ summoned with 2 Augustus. Its effect isn't that great, but I thought that why not? It has 2800 attack. It's a decent card. You can attach 1 XYZ material from the card, then target 1 face-up monster in the field. Its effects are negated for that turn. But it is unaffected by other card effects, so I mean, it has its ups and downs, but I mostly just put it in for the 2800 attack. So that's the deck profile. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. This has been Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'll see you guys in